Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Charuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Thou son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the evil forces of Kamsa and Chanura, thou bliss of their mother Devaki, the supreme bliss, Krishna as God and as Guru, we offer our salutations. Chapter 8, verse 17. We've subtitled it The Creator's Lifespan. The 17th verse speaks about these great divisions of time. Those people who are the knowers of what day and night are, know that the day of Brahma, which ends in 1,000 yugas, ages, and his night, which ends in 1,000 yugas, ages. Yuga. So yuga is age, ages. Now, is talking about the time or the lifespan of Brahma, the creator. Brahma is also called the progenitor of all beings, Prajapati, and also Virat, that which is vast. Here he's trying to make us understand that there is something called the day and night. They who know the day and night, the people who know the day and night know day and night. Day and night is in this particular structure of this world, not anywhere outside. That's because of the rising and the setting of suns. Actually, there is no such thing as day and night. The sun does not rise and sun does not set. But in order to make us kind of understand, and our bodies go along with this day and night business because of the circadian rhythm, what the Lord is trying to make us understand is the cyclic nature. Those who know the cyclic nature of things, they say, know that the day of Brahma and the night of Brahma, Brahma is that four-faced Brahma. You know, we have people, a two-faced guy, you know, the guy is two-faced. The old Greek, you can say, mythology, Janus, the two-faced god. The guy is two-faced. This guy has got four faces. Actually, the four faces are the four Vedas. And what is Vedas? Vedas means knowledge. So at the beginning of the cycle of creation, this creator, Brahma, he reflects on the knowledge of the Vedas which he has. And as he reflects, that knowledge expands. Obviously, if you know something and you don't, you can say, dwell on it, don't contemplate it, it's going to be there. Just some kind of information. It's not going to be any use to you. The more one introspects or contemplates on the knowledge, the more it expands. So at the time of creation, there is no point in creation, one thing, because it is cyclic in nature. Here, the Lord is trying to make us understand the cyclic nature of things. So, and how does the Creator expand His knowledge? Through concentration. Tasya jnanamaya tapa. His concentration, his tapas, is made of knowledge. Tapasa, and through that knowledge, chiyate Brahma. Brahma expands, knowledge expands. So there is something called an expansion and a contraction. There's other words for day and night. There's an expansion and a contraction. Like a seed expands into a mighty tree. Similarly, this whole universe expands through knowledge. And that's why the orthodox view is this whole creation has come from the Vedas. Why? The books? No, not the books. The Vedas is the sum total of all the knowledge of the universe. Whatever is there in this universe is found in the Vedas. It's a sum total of all knowledge. And the sum total of all knowledge is in the Creator's mind. So it is a mind of God. So when you go to sleep, all your knowledge of what you are, who you are, is kind of merged. And from that merging, you emerge again. So there's another word for day and night, the mergence and the emergence. So contraction, expansion, day, night, it's the cycle. How do we know that it is there? Is it mere speculation? Oh no, it's not mere. That is the plan of nature. From the lowest to the highest, everything moves in a cyclic nature. See, the Indians, and especially these Easterners, we had a clear conception of the cyclic nature of things because it was observed seasons change, lives come and go, species are born and they die. Everything is cyclical in nature. If it is cyclical here, it is cyclical everywhere because the plan of nature is the same throughout. We never had the idea of linear time. He said, yes, you push that linear time as far as you can, it will end into a circle. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay. Now, all these things was possible. So, one age is divided into 4 ages. The Satya Yuga, the Dwapara, Treta, and Kali. We are in the Kali age, which has started 3102 before Common Era. It's a terrible age. This age is an age of terror. Okay, so we are just in the beginning of this. So this whole scheme is 4,320,000 years. For practical purposes, let's pick that. 4.4 million years. And now this year, according to this verse, in 2000, 4.4 million years into 1,000, multiplied by 1,000. Please, there you have. You have approximately some 4.3, 4.5 billion years, which is accordingly now the age of, almost age. They say the earth is 5 billion years old and life has started 4.5 billion years. Can you imagine that time? And in India, what happens is, they could calculate all this time because of one great development, the zero. That was a unique contribution of these Vedic seers. If you count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, and after 9, then what? 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? You're limiting yourself. The moment you bring in the concept of zero, which is an old concept which a Buddhist came and took it and made it a Shunyavada, one of the doctrines of philosophy. It's an ancient, the development of this idea of a zero was the, you can say, development of mathematics. And as people were getting more and more mathematical, they were stretching it. Suppose you say, this earth is 5 billion years old. I say, there must be something before that. It's obvious. The problem is we have narrowed our lives and our thoughts to just a kind of a small slit in the kind of time, you can say, huge stream. We must be able to see the whole sequence, and this was another development. They understood the laws of causation, the ideas of things will appear, but they have a precedence, and then they will have a kind of consequence, the whole sequence. So you say, oh, this earth is 5 billion years, and then something must be there. Oh, yeah, there was a big cloud of gas and all, and it got clumped. And so where did a gas come? Oh, from something else. Something else exploded, and something else. And now it is 13.8 billion years, this universe, this visible, known universe. Not bad. And this is where this ancient Indian cosmology and chronology tallies with what is being spoken about nowadays. And this is one of the reasons why no other culture, civilization could step out of a few thousand years. 1,000 years? Oh, it's a long time. Wow, 1,000 years. Huh. 1,000 years is like mud pies for babies. You know, when you're young, you play with in the mud. You build those pies and all, mud pies, and it's something like that. So the development of the concept of zero, the development of mathematics, the idea of causation, all things spurred. So there were 3 main lines of, you can say, chronology of one day of Brahma. Before you can go into it, like, everything has a cycle, a period. That is, suppose you have certain, like, flies and mosquitoes and gnats, and there are some species that live only for a day. There are some species who live only for a few hours, a few minutes. They come and they die. And they're like people like us. Oh, we are long-lived. We want to live long. Compare our lives with the life of an ant. The lifespan of an ant. Yeah, there's nothing. Compare that to something else down there. Oh, that thing is nothing. So each life has its own lifespan. 1 year, human year, is 1 day of the gods. And as you keep on multiplying, there's these Gandharvas and Yakshas and Kinnaras, and slowly higher and higher and higher and higher comes down to Brahma. Wow, that is. And what does he do? What does he do? Awakes. And he looks around, and that knowledge flashes in his mind. And then he chants, Om, and this whole universe emerges out of that. That knowledge is now in a vibratory state, and that's why you find vibrations all over. Things are not static anywhere, cannot be static. So everything vibrates. The atom vibrates, that huge galaxies and oh my God, hundreds of things. So here we have the people who are knowers of what day and night is. They know the cyclic nature of things. Nature is constantly in a cyclical motion. Know the day of Brahma, which ends in 1,000 yugas. Wow. Yuga, 1,000 yugas. And that Brahma's night, which ends in 1,000 yugas. So there you have. It's huge. Now, this one day of Brahma, okay, vast, billions of years, it's divided into 14 parts. And each part has got one presiding, or one boss, as they say. Okay. That 14 parts are called Manvantaras, the age of the Manus. They are mighty, you can say, sages. Because we want the creation coming from sages, not from any other thing like God created and this and that. No, God, that Supreme God is even beyond all this creation business. He leave it all to the lesser beings. So these are 14, and we are in the age where our Manu is Vaivasvata Manu. Wow. We are still in the middle, in the middle of this mighty day of Brahma. So we have got plenty of time. So there was Savarni, there was Daksha Savarni, and all these Manus. Why Manus? Because that's why we are Manushya. We are born from Manu, so we are called Manushya, man, human, woman, Manu. That is. So this Manu, there are 14 such, and then they have their assistants, okay, guiding creation. This whole thing is guided. So here is saying, they who know the cyclic nature of this whole universe, they know the day and night of Brahma. Wow. Now comes a tremendous leap in Indian cosmology. If you can have one, why can't you have two? If you can have two, why can't you have 3 or 4 or 5? Why do you want to limit yourself? And then the concept grows and grows, and it takes a tremendous leap. It's just a leap. I don't know how it's not a leap of imagination. It's a huge intuitive leap. If there is one Brahma, the creator, who when wakes up, creation commences and runs for billions of years and then merges into which later we will see. Where does it merge? It's like night, goes to sleep. It's called a pralaya. The great dissolution. And then there's again the resolution and the dissolution. Huge. These cycles are going on on a massive scale. If you can have one, why do we need to have one? Why can't we have many? The one and the many are the same reality. So you can have infinite number of Brahmas. There are multiverses and multiverses and multiverses. Each universe, each Brahmanda, the egg of Brahma, the Hiranyagarbha, has got one Brahma. And there may be millions of other Brahmas, other universes. And why do you want to stop at million? Why can't you make it billion? And if you can make it a billion, why can't you make it a trillion? Infinite. This is God. And we, like people playing with mud pies, God is not looking at me. I got a headache. Oh God, cure me of my headache. Oh, God will say, my God. What I'm trying to do, expand your ideas of yourself along with time. And it's obviously, for the ancient sages, time was always linked with space. As Brahma awakens from his slumber and begins creation, space expands, time comes into being. There it is. Space and time were always linked, and then we had the laws of causation. Okay. Wow, it's massive. It's staggering. We just can't have any idea of this universe with this Brahma, with this seventh, you can say seventh or eighth, you can say Manu year. Wow. This is the age, the time of the universe which is manifest. In some parts of this greater universe, there is a dissolution going on. In some parts, there's a resolution going on. There's creation, preservation, destruction all over. Because the moment you limit, time is like this and space is like this. Oh, sorry. Too bad. And now they are finding that there is something called expansion of this universe. And the edges are flying away at breakneck speed. The redshift expanded. It has to expand. As time stretches, space also stretches. Well, you take this as real. Try to find out what's really time, and then you'll find, oh my God, where's time? I don't have time. That's the mantra nowadays. A person may not be doing anything. I don't have time. I'm so busy. Yeah, that's the mantra. Try to find out where's the time. Hey, I've got 30 minutes more. Really? What? 30 minutes? Are you gone crazy? There's no such thing as 30 minutes, and there's no such thing as hour. These kind of divisions have been made for our convenience. The smallest, of course, time is that atomic clock, that cesium atom, electrons, which are vibrating. And that's required for GPS and this and that, all these things, for satellites communications. So you need to have the lowest, the smallest amount of time properly measured. There it is. So like we have a night and day, all creatures in this universe, every living creature goes through this period of night and day. Life and death, that is much better. Manifestation and non-manifestation. Everything is cyclic in nature. It's not only the visible world. Even the gods and the demigods and all the angels and saints and all these everyone there, they're going through that. Hey, I thought it was a kind of permanent thing. I took all the trouble to come to heaven. Oh, sorry, nothing permanent. He also going to go whoosh. Oh no, too bad for. everything. The celestial, the disembodied, the embodied, every kind of thing is running. Even the smallest atom. Yeah. The old Rutherford model of an atom was, protons, neutrons in one place and then electrons spinning around. Of course, that is all dismissed. You got the idea. What is in the small? Anoraniyan mahato mahiyan. What the smallest and the smallest and the great and the greatest, they are built on the same plan. Swami Vivekananda says, nature works according to a plan. This is the mighty plan of the universe. So this is what he's saying. Those people who are knowers of what day and night is, know the day of Brahma, which ends in 1,000 yugas, and his night which ends in 1,000 yugas. So after a long period of manifestation, there is an equally long period of non-manifestation. The seed, when it goes into a ground, there's a period of inactivity, and then slowly stirs awake, and then it comes out up, slowly stretching, expanding, slowly and slowly. So all life, all vital forces, prana, all mind, everything in this universe goes through this cycle. There are some which can be defined. There are some which are so vast. So this is the idea of the universe. Like Carl Sagan says, we are the dreams of the gods. Like we dream, Brahma also dreams this dream of the creation. This whole universe, this whole creation is the dream of Brahma. Yeah. A tremendous statement then. Then it comes. Maybe all these gods are the dreams of humans. That is Advaita. Okay. Now we won't go into that. Suffice it to say, so these are the people who know what people, the ordinary people. Did you ever understand these things? No. Did it ever occur to you? No. And it's not there in our consciousness. That's the worst thing. So as you keep on expanding, as you look at this universe, and that's why they say, look at least pictures of this world, this universe out there, with the billions and billions of galaxies. They say there's about 100 billion galaxies in this universe, this particular universe. Imagine, people thought they were stars, and now, no, they are galaxies. And each galaxy has a few 100 billion stars in that. What's this? Innumerable creations. Innumerable. Is this kind of a joke that these guys are playing with us? Making us crazy? The rishis, they are the seers of the past, present and future. They are called the Krantadarshi. They who can see the past and present and future of everything, they are called rishis. It's mentioning this. This is the rishi. They are the people, not ordinary people. Our life is only up here in this, in the brain. If something happens, gone. Dementia, gone. This guy is gone. Yeah, you can imagine. Or maybe in the gut. These people have transcended their human limitations. And as they transcended human limitations, the idea of an extensive time unfolds before them, and space also. So the Sanskrit is Sahasra yuga paryantam aharyad brahmano viduhu ratrim yuga sahasrantam teho ratra vido janaha. Those people, they know the day. Those who know the day and night know that the day and night of Brahma is this, 1,000 yugas. In the old game of dice, you see, in India, we had this Krita, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. They used to throw that. It also signifies many things like the Sattva and Rajas and Tamas, the three qualities. So we won't go into that because it's going to get more and more complicated. Yeah. But what about me? What about you? Well, if you can study really yourself, you will be able to study everything around you. That is the idea. If I have my day and night, I have my manifestation, non-manifestation, everything moves in this particular cycle. Okay? So the next verse is, now it is getting more and more better. With the coming of day, all manifested things emerge from the unmanifested. And when night comes, they merge in that itself, which is called unmanifested. So you're wondering, where do we come from? Now you know. With the coming, with the creation, with the coming of the day, all the beings are pushed out. And with closure, with night, everybody goes back. From the unmanifest, they come out, become manifest, and then again they go. It's like that daily dissolution. It's called Nitya Pralaya. When we go to sleep, there is a kind of a dissolution. We are merged into something we don't even know. And there again, like I said, we emerge out. That's me. That's me. I don't get up in the morning and say, is that me? I don't recognize it. No, you're going to recognize it. Yeah. So this whole thing, when all the beings wake up, that is, they are created during that time. So, if you don't get your liberation quickly, you'll have to go to sleep, in the cosmic sleep, and wake up in the cosmic dawn, and come back again. Sri Ramakrishna gives an example. It's like that great Mahakali. She collects all the small things that, she has a kind of a small pot. She puts blue pills, hardened sea foam, and this and that. She gathers the seeds of creation in her pot. And when it's time, she takes it out. It's like in India, we had the grandmothers, those who can say. They always collected small things, buttons, blue pills, this, that, all these kind of things they collect. Maybe you'll require it later. And we used to go to Granny's pot and see if there's anything you can find, anything useful. Useless. But always there was some use for Granny. So this Granny is a great divine cosmic mother. She collects all the seeds of creation, keeps it there. And when it's time, she brings out the whole creation from those seeds. Is all this kind of, again, just speculation, mathematics, whatnot? No. Actually, it's not so. One time Swami Vivekananda was meditating. He was meditating, his meditation became very deep. And he had a tremendous vision. He came to Sri Ramakrishna the next morning. He was meditating at home. He comes to Sri Ramakrishna and describes his vision. And how does he describe? He's saying, I saw countless worlds being created out of a kind of a silvery kind of triangle. Sri Ramakrishna says, I have also seen that. Confirmed. That is what is called the Brahma Yoni, the womb of Brahma. Countless worlds are coming out. Creation is constantly going on. So Swami Vivekananda had this vision. Sri Ramakrishna confirmed that there's a huge creative process that's constantly going on. You see, you have to have an infinite creation and the creators. You know why? If you say creation started 6,200 or 400 years ago, like there are many people who believe in that. 6,000, yeah. What about the dinosaurs, poor guys? They were there a few million years ago, 60 million, 70, 65 million years ago, there was a huge kind of catastrophic kind of, kind of disaster, extinction, mass extinction, but doesn't matter. So if you have a limited idea of creation, you will have to have a limited idea of God. Oh yeah. If you have an expansive idea of creation, you'll have to have an expansive idea of God, because God and creator and creations are always, they're not parallel lines, but they are the same thing. The creator is the creation, and the creation is the creator. You cannot separate these two things together. It will become a huge blunder. And in Indian metaphysics, they're very clear. It's like the Upanishad said, like the spider spinning a web out of its own body, so does the Supreme Being spread out this universe from its own being. So it is called, God is the efficient cause and also the material cause. In Sanskrit it is called Upadana Karana and Nimitta Karana. Upadana is the material cause, Nimitta is efficient cause. So everything runs efficiently here. Why? Because this is the creation, this is God. People want to say, I want to go to heaven to see God. Yeah. Well, all the best. Take a rocket now. Elon Musk has started a kind of he's sending people up there. You can book your flight and go up there. So he's saying, with the coming of day, all manifested things emerge from the unmanifested, like the tree emerging from the seed. And when night comes, they merge in that itself, which is called unmanifested. Avyaktad vyaktaya sarva prabhavantyahara game ratrya game praliyante tatraiva vyakta sanjnake. Wow. Manifested, unmanifested. Yeah, these are the big, huge words. But don't get frightened over this. You just get the idea that with the creation comes all beings also. Why? Because creation has to be experienced. This mic, this table, this book, and this, it has to be experienced by the experiencers, souls. So this creation is a place of experience. You are experiencing things through your senses, through your mind, through your intellect. You are nothing but a bundle of experiences. Some people say, oh, I've got bad experiences all my life. Well, that is the nature of your particular karma. Hey, take it. I don't want it. It's your lot. But where can I bundle that thing and throw it out? Oh, you can wear them away through japa and dhyana and prayers and all these things. You can cut that, attenuate it. So, like even Buddha, when he sat down, I won't get up from this seat till I attain what is nirvana, which is difficult in many cycles of creation. He himself says, Bahu kalpa durlabham, it's difficult in many cycles. Was talking about these cycles of, huge cycles of creation. So beings have been coming and going. That's it. There is no rest. Only liberation. When you get liberated, you are free from this whole thing. Really? Yeah. So it's a vast subject. We won't go into it, because if we get into it, we'll miss the point of why this thing is being explained. And that is to know that there is something, even a being that is in charge of the whole cycles of creation and preservation and destruction. Okay. So the next one is the 19th. O son of Pritha, that is Arjuna, after being born again and again, that very multitude of beings disappears in spite of itself at the approach of night. It comes to life at the approach of day. Yeah, I don't want to go. You have no choice, baby. Get out. Get in. And then, I don't want to come. Get out. So, the Creator, souls, and this universe form an entity. Okay? It's one unit. And we are all parts of that, smaller units. So if the whole, you can say, infinite being, Brahma in this, wants to awaken, he is meditating, and then as he is meditating, his knowledge expands, the Vedas are reflected in his mind, creation emerges out of the Vedas, and there's a Om. There's something called the cosmic background radiation. You can hear the hiss of the Big Bang. Actually, there was no bang. There was a kind of an expansion. So they nowadays talk about quantum fluctuations. Something from was very small, dense, unimaginably small, invisible. From there, that quantum fluctuation on the nanoscale created this whole, Now, if you think that science is kind of ridiculous when it says this, don't say the same thing for this Hindu cosmology. They're talking ridiculous. Even this is ridiculous, but it is mathematically sound. At least now. Here it is. Only we call it a Big Bang, and then we like to call it a big crunch. And they said, yeah, let it go on and on. Yeah, we also said, let it go on and on. It doesn't matter, doesn't make a difference to me. So there was an expansion. There's this, in modern cosmology, now we have the inflationary model of the universe. It inflates, expands. So that's what the Vedas were saying. Tapasa chiyate Brahma. Brahma expands through tapas. Everything. It has to, because it is true. You cannot have alternate truths. So 20 people will see the particular thing. They're seeing that particular thing. The interpretation might be different, but they will come down to that. Oh yeah, that's what these guys are talking about. So you just get 20 guys and make them agree on certain principles, and there you have the whole cosmology. So Swami Vivekananda says that I have the idea that in some parts of the universe it's going to a dissolution, and some parts it's in creation. Creation works in these huge waves. Okay. So much for this time. Thank you for your time. This is the idea. So, what's the time? There. I think we have enough of time for a few questions now. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Okay. So we have a lot of statements made. Heard from Swami of RKM that now 51 years of Brahma has passed, 49 years remain. Kindly elaborate. Don't worry, I'm not going to elaborate. How did he get 51 and 49 have remained? So Brahma's age is 120 years, according to Puranas. 120 years. Okay. Now there is, like I said, this huge day and night of Brahma. 1 day and 1 night is one creation in this universe and one dissolution. That's 1 day. And he has 365 days in a year. And he has 120 years of that life. Imagine. So it's, take it like that. It's a huge one. Thank God to Brahma. He's given us plenty of time. Don't complain, I have no time. You have been given plenty of time. Advaitic meditation is possible for ordinary men. We are talking about this vast cosmology and chronology and all. So it is, it's correct and or precise to ask questions on this particular topic. Okay? So I'll make a concession for you. Advaitic meditation is possible for ordinary men. Yes, but that ordinary men have to be really heroic. And there are many disciplines before you can get even to Advaitic meditation. Okay? So read Vedanta Sar or any of these books to get an idea of what particular disciplines are required for you to start meditating on Advaita. As long as there's a body, mind, consciousness, Saguna Brahman conception is the way. Yeah, take it. Yeah, that is Saguna Brahman. Take it. There's one. What does it mean to feel what hell feels like, burning of my skin and the sweet smell of hell? What I think was experiencing. No. What you feel, that is not. Even the conception of hell has kind of gradually expanded from the old theologies. Now they made it more and more intense. The more fire they've put, the more firewood and more sulfur and more this, more burning. So we also are good at torture. Yeah, humans are very good. You can see how we torture others. So that's there for today.
There's one question for you. How is the creation experienced by the liberated person?
How is a creation experienced by the liberated person? Creation is experienced by the living or the liberated person as divine. Okay? This is get this thing out of your head. If that liberated person does not experience creation as divine, there's something wrong with that realization, that liberation. Swami Vivekananda, when he was touched by Sri Ramakrishna, he saw everything as divine. No. Yeah, it is. So this is how the person who is liberated experiences oneself and everything else. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.